Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we'll be making a cherry hard cider. What you'll need is 1 gallon of apple juice or apple cider, a quart of tart cherry juice, and 1 pound of cherries. These are mixed. Start off with your carboy. I'm going to start by putting in our 1 pound of mixed cherries. That is a mix of red tart cherries and black sweet cherries. If you use just sweet cherries, you end up with a kind of weird medicinal flavor from the fermentation. Dump those in there. I am really struggling with that, aren't I? There you go. Everything here has been sanitized. My sanitizer of choice is Star San. And after you finally get your cherries into the fermenter, we're going to add our quart of tart cherry juice. You're going to want to mix that up a little bit. It does settle out a little bit, and you're going to want that the sediment at the bottom. That's going to be a little extra for the yeast to chew on, just a little extra flavor in your brew. Then we're going to add our 1 gallon of apple juice. This is a Honeycrisp apple juice that I get from the local grocery store. It's good stuff. You're just going to make sure that whatever juice you're using, whether it's a fresh pressed cider or an apple juice like this, make sure there's no preservatives in it. Anything that ends in ate or ite, that will inhibit a fermentation. Goal is to end up with 1 gallon here, so I'm going to pour out about a quart of the apple juice just so that I don't overfill my fermenter. And then pour the rest of that into the carboy. This is a Little Big Mouth bubbler. I will put a link to it in the information section below. I'm going to pour a little extra of that in there just because I am a little greedy. This is a little bit more than a 1 gallon carboy. It is meant to have fruits in it, so it's going to have that extra space for things that you're going to lose or take out. Give that a good stir to make sure everything is well incorporated. And then we're going to take a initial gravity reading. I'm using a hydrometer and a graduated cylinder and a turkey baster. I'm not adding any additional sugar to this. I'm just going to be doing a fruit-only fermentation or a juice-only fermentation from this. So this is going to be a cider, not a wine. Get all the bubbles off there so it's floating on its own so you can get an accurate reading. And if I remember correctly, this came out to a 1.050 specific gravity. After you write down your notes, what's in it, make sure you know what's going on later on. We're going to add our yeast. I'm using Safe Ale SO4. This is an ale yeast, but it does create some good fruity esters, so it works well with ciders. It's got an alcohol tolerance of 9 to 11%, but don't rely on that. Yeast can't read. And these plastic foil packages do have a little static to them, so you're going to flick it to make sure you get all your yeast out. I have no idea what I was doing there, but then you're going to stir that in, get your yeast incorporated. Josh, you're forgetting something. You're missing a step there. There it is. Like it never happened. If you do choose to follow along, let me know how it goes. I will follow up with a final video racking and bottling. I may end up carbonating this. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.